Hi, I'm Lisa Gonzales, Chief Business Officer here in Mount Diablo Unified. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2022. There have been a lot of questions, so this week's episode of Ask the CBO is really going to focus on why a COLA cannot be a pass-through, and I'll explain these terms. COLA is a cost of living adjustment. The way that we look at it is it's new money that comes into a school district every year that we get COLA. It's a pay raise for the district, which is supposed to counteract the cost of rising prices, right? So the cost of doing business goes up every year. I'll show you some of those examples. The assumptions with a COLA are really a place that we need to focus in on, because a COLA assumes either status quo or a growing student enrollment in order for it to best be balanced. And so we are a declining enrollment district, and this jeopardizes our funding. Well, why does that matter? In our district, COLA has been helping us to adjust for the fact that we have been losing students, but we haven't been able to properly adjust our staffing to match that decrease, which means that we may be getting more money, small amounts of COLA each year, but over the course of the last couple of years, because we haven't laid off a lot of staff, that's what has affected this. So if we go a little further here, let's talk about where COLA goes. COLA, the cost of living adjustment, it goes to cover real costs that we have. Some of those examples are step and column. Step and column looks like all of our employees being on a salary schedule, and sometimes if they earn more units toward some type of degree, they're able to get a step, they get a salary bump on that. Same thing goes for our columns. So, again, as you have more years in a district, you're able to move up that salary schedule. And so there are small increments each year, and COLA goes to pay for that. It also covers the statutory increases that are related to the step and column, which means that, if you're making, $100 over a couple of days, what happens with statutory increases is if that 100 moves to 110, the retirement costs more, the Social Security costs more for those that get that, the unemployment costs more. And so there are costs on the district employer side that are related to those. Another example is health and welfare increases. Health, dental, and vision pretty much go up every single year. We use part of COLA to cover that because we don't pass 100% of those costs onto our employees. You all understand this one very well. The costs of goods, supplies, and services have been going up like crazy. This is everything from what we might need in a classroom for instructional supplies to every single thing that we need to have in order to staff a school district and run a business. That means everything from papers to photocopy contracts to fuel for our vehicles, our buses, insurance, all the technology that we're purchasing. All those things continue to go up each year, and that eats away at that COLA. So there's this question about why can't we just take the COLA and just pass it straight through to our employees? So for example, if we were going to get a 3% COLA, why can't we just increase all of our salaries by 3%? Well, there are those items from the page before this. Here are all the things that go up each year that we have to pay for. So if we took the entire 3% COLA, let's say, and we passed it on to our employees, we would be short to cover our expenses because of those things that you see at the top of the sheet there. It's also an indicator that FCMAT, the Fiscal Crisis and Management Assessment Team, they point out is a danger for a school district. So they came in and they did a fiscal health and risk analysis. We actually did well in this one. We were able to answer this, and we were not at risk specifically in this area. But the question they ask is, in the current and 2 prior fiscal years, has the district settled on a cost increases for its staff that are at or under the cost of living adjustment? In other words, if the cost of living is 3% per year any of those years did we do 4% and 4% and 4%? We need to be able to say yes, because yes means that we were under the COLA. Again, they identify this as a concern. It is a risk for a district if the answer is no, which means the district is giving away more than COLA, because somewhere else you're going to be negative. So I hope this helps a little bit to explain why you just can't pass COLA through. In an ideal world, if all of our expenses were exactly the same and there was no step in column and there were no increases in benefits and all the rest of goods and services didn't go up, that might be possible. That's not the world that we live in. So I hope this has been helpful. If you've got a great question for next week, please do go ahead and send that. Please send it to cbo@mdusd.org. Happy New Year.